When I started my journey for higher studies abroad, I always kept asking, where do the best go? Every time I looked around in my university, in online forums, and among alumni, the brightest and the most ambitious students were aiming for the USA. And I knew if I wanted to become the best, I had to join them. Let me show you why that choice changed everything for me and why it might do the same for you. Let's compare studying in the Europe or Asia, great education, but for funding, the US offers over $50 billion in scholarships and graduate assistances for international students every single year, whereas most countries only offer a handful full-ride scholarships. Program flexibility. In the US, you can customize your curriculum, switch majors, and even take cross-disciplinary electives. Whereas in most other countries, you are stuck in the same major when you have selected. Research and innovation. The US is home to more than half of the top 100 ranking universities around the world. This is where the world's biggest research happens. Think about Microsoft, Google, NASA, and the Ivy League universities and more. Post-graduation opportunities. In the US, after completion of your graduation, you get OPT and STEM OPT, total included. You get 3 years of working opportunity in the US, whereas in other countries like Germany and France may give you work opportunity of 6 to 18 months at the most, and often with language barriers. Career growth opportunities. The US hosts more than 70% of the world's top 50 tech companies and is a magnet for global talent. Bottom line, if you want choices, resources, and launchpad for the future, the US leads the pack. Here's a personal story. During my 2-3 years of higher study prep, I saw students winning a scholarship for Germany, Hungary, Thailand, Japan, France. But I noticed something. The ones those are going to the US were the top minds. The students who were always thinking, always solving problems, always exploring more and more opportunities, and always curious. Most of them were in the fields like computer science, engineering, and life sciences. Probably it's because I was in the life sciences sector, but they were not just book smart, they were mentally sharp. You know that feeling when you talk to someone, you instantly sense their level? That was the US bound crowd. And I knew I wanted to be one of them, not just for the prestige, but for the challenge. I did not want the second best. I wanted to sit with the best, to learn from them, to grow with them, and compete with them. In the US, you are not just earning a degree, you are entering the arena. The students who want to be the best come here. This is the home of NASA, Silicon Valley, Google, Apple, MIT, Stanford, Johns Hopkins, Caltech, and world-class hospitals and biotech hubs. I was watching an old video of Elon Musk when he was interviewed and he was asked the question of what was the best decision he ever made, and his answer was to moving to North America. Here you're surrounded with people building rockets, launching startups, curing disease, and imagining the future. If you want to reach your fullest potential, if you want to see how far you can go, there is no better place than the US. In this environment, nobody cares about your background. They care about your ambitions, your skills, your work ethic, and your willingness to work and grow. And that's the kind of place that builds leaders. So what happens after your graduation? In the US, everyone I know who wanted to stay for work after graduation got a job during their OPT. According to recent data, over 90% of the international students gets a job after their graduation during their OPT. And for many top programs, the placement is close to 100%. And this is not about getting any job. The US companies actively recruit international talent on campus. Big names like Google, Apple, Amazon shows up at your career fairs. OPT, which is 12 months, and after that, a 24 months extension for STEM OPT gives you a total of 3 years of real life work experience in the US. Compare that to most other countries where postgrad work is limited, and often you have to leave if you don't find a job within 6 to 12 months. And what if you want to stay long term in the US? There are clear pathways for H-1B, EB-2, NIW, or even permanent residency, opportunities that are rare elsewhere. So why did I choose the US for grad school? Because I wanted to compete with the best, learn from the brightest, and put myself in a place where my dreams could grow as big as I could imagine. If you are serious about your future, about personal growth, about a life that inspires others, don't settle for less. Choose the US. Because greatness is not about where you started, it's about where you're willing to go and who you are willing to become. Because if you believe you can, you will get there.